It's this guys, Ryjack back with another video. Today we're looking at City and Arsenal, the title decider, the biggest game of the Premier League season for any club to date at the moment. The gap is 6, can become 3 if City win their game in hand, it's even. It's all even with 4-5 games to go. Massive things on the line with this one. It's a Sunday afternoon for me, Sunday late evening or early evening for you guys over there in the UK. Very exciting stuff. City with all the momentum, Arsenal with very little momentum, but I'm still nervous. I'm sure most City fans are still nervous as well. Anything can happen. It is football. It could go either way. I'm not sitting here saying anything over the top confident because this has to be a win in my opinion. Anyway, let's get into the preview. If you are new, do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Of course, I'll respond to all of them as I typically do. So, if we look at the predicted lineups here, you first actually need to look at the injured and suspended players. City are going to be without Ruben Diaz. He is still out, maybe out till May. So that is unfortunate. However, the center back pairing of Guehi and Husanov is going pretty well. So I don't think most people are going to be too upset not having Diaz because everybody loves Guehi, everybody loves Husanov. Josko's still out with that broken leg, probably out for the end of the year. And John Stones still out. No one knows how long, but it has been announced he will be leaving the club. So will we see John Stones again? I hope so. I hope we get a nice send-off for Stones. But who knows? Injured all the time, unfortunately. According to this, Odegaard is doubtful. I don't know that I believe that personally. Timber, doubtful. Again, I don't know that I am necessarily believing that. Marino will be out until late May, so not going to be in for this one. And then Bukayo Saka also confirmed to be unavailable in this one, which, he's not had a great season, but he is still a top quality player, so I think that is a miss. Even though I know some fans troll and say, Arsenal are better when Saka doesn't play. Still a very good player. So in England International, it's a big miss for Arsenal. It would be a different goalie than the Carabao Cup final, which is obviously massive. David Raya, one of the best keepers in the world. If you ask me, he's definitely, I think, had the best season in the Premier League, and I don't watch the other leagues as regularly, so at least in the Prem, I think Raya has probably had the best season, and it's obviously a massive upgrade on Kepa, who is pretty terrible. If you look at the back line for Arsenal, it is very impressive. Mascara, solid. Saliba, world class. Gabriel, probably world class as well. And Capier is a good alternative to Calafiori if he's unavailable. Lewis Skelly not really getting game time, but they have a very class defense. Let's not sugarcoat it and try to say that they're actually not. They are very solid defensively. Zubimendi has had a bit of a down time lately, so maybe not as much of a threat, but still can score a goal here and there. Declan Rice, one of the favorites for players of the season. Obviously, he's a very good player. Eze shows up sometimes, doesn't show up other times, but on his day can bag for sure. Scored for Palace in the cup final against City, so you got to watch out for Eze, even if he has had a somewhat disappointing season. Madueke, decent player. Sometimes he's top quality, sometimes he doesn't show up. So you never know what you're going to get with Madueke, but a danger man nonetheless. Trossard seems to be a big game player for Arsenal, has scored many goals against City. One to watch, of course, and then Kai Havertz up top. Scored the Champions League winning goal against City. So a lot of players with history against our club. You also have Victor Gyökeres, who could start potentially. Maybe Havertz moves down and Eze goes to the bench, something like that. They have struggled pretty immensely scoring goals recently, Arsenal have. If you look at their fixtures, it's a 1-0 against Sporting, a 2-1 against Bournemouth, which is a loss, and a 0-0. So 2 goals in the last 3. If you go back even further, 1 goal, no goals, 2-1, 2-1, 2. You got to go back to February 22nd for their last game, scoring more than 2 goals. So Arsenal struggling offensively, obviously, but anything can change. I want to keep the expectations relatively calm here. I don't think anyone is going to say we're going to 5-0 smash these guys. Like, I think it's important to stay grounded and stay realistic in this preview here. If you look at the City lineup, normally I do a predicted lineup, but in all honesty, I don't think anyone would change pretty much anything from this. We're just going to keep rolling with this 11 most likely until either something stops working or a player gets injured, because this is the winning formula, at least now, for City. You can debate if you want James Trafford. Donnarumma was very good in the last game. Even if you have some arguments for Trafford or for Donnarumma, I don't think it's that relevant because Pep is going to play Donnarumma. Whether I think Trafford would be better personally, I still think Donnarumma is a good keeper and Pep is going to play him 100%. Nunez will be the right back, obviously. Husanov and Guehi will be the center back pairing, which has been outstanding. Big time props to Guehi coming in the middle of the season, and Husanov really continuing to develop into his own and becoming a very talented center back. Nico O'Reilly has done a lot this season. Maybe our best player this year. Started out at left back, did amazing, moved into the midfield, did very good there, and has now moved back to left back. So I guess we're going to see him here. I love the idea of Aït-Nouri playing as well and O'Reilly back into the midfield. But for now, I think O'Reilly left back is just what we're going to see going forward. Like I said, until it doesn't work anymore. Pep is just going to keep running this lineup here. Rodri, Bernardo, Cherki will be the midfield three. As far as I'm aware, I think that makes the most sense. You have a ton of bench options who are very talented players, but do you want to disrupt this starting 11 we've got? I don't think so. Doku out on the left, Semenyo out on the right, and Haaland through the middle up top. It's the best 11 you can come up with right now. Like I said, Aït-Nouri left back, O'Reilly into the midfield, maybe for Doku as well, and then Cherki goes out wide, something like that. I could see that, but I don't think Pep's going to take out Jeremy Doku, even though he had somewhat of a poor game last time out. So you have some potential changes. I mean, there's Marmoush who's available, Reinders is available, Phil Foden is available, but none of those players, when called upon, Savinho as well, have really made an impression and called to start over any of these other players right now. So I just think we're going to keep spamming this lineup, and that's what's going to happen. If you look at the table, like I said, we are currently 6 points back with a game in hand and playing Arsenal. So assuming we win this game tomorrow, 67 points, we will play again on Wednesday against Burnley. You assume we win that one. I know it's a lot of assumptions, and it's difficult to do anything but project at the moment. We win both of those games before Arsenal will play their next game. We could move into first place. And actually, assuming we win this game, we will move into first place based on the goal difference, because even if it's tied, we will have more goals scored than what Arsenal have. We're already in the lead. You win another one against Burnley, you're going to continue to be in first in terms of goals scored. Goal difference at worst case scenario will be even if we win both games by 1 goal, which is exciting. It'll be 33 games played, 5 games to go, and City in the lead. You got to back us to hopefully continue that winning form. But City have not won these 8 in a row all season. So I don't know that it's a guarantee if we win this game that we win the league. I think it's still a lot to play for. Burnley, you would expect a win. Then we go to the FA Cup semifinals, which is nice. Another competition to compete in. Everton away will be difficult. Brentford at home, it's still a difficult game, even if you'd expect us to win. Going to Bournemouth, difficult game. And City hosting Villa on the final day could be difficult as well. Unless Villa have already secured top 4, maybe they're not playing for anything, then maybe that's a little bit of an easier game. But the schedule is difficult. City have to win all of their games, in my opinion. Will they do that? I don't know. But if we're just speaking about the Arsenal game, I am feeling nervous but confident. I'm going to predict another win, and I'm going to say 2-0 for Man City. I think Arsenal's confidence is so on the floor. You have Arteta doing the weird fire in their training ground to show what the players need to have and their emotions. I just think that's a bit over the top, and unnecessary. It feels like it means he doesn't believe in the players just to do it themselves. You got to resort to gimmicks to give them energy, and I don't like that from the manager. Do you think Pep is lighting fires or using weird symbolism to energize and motivate his players? I feel like no. I feel like the players are internally motivated to just get it done on their own because they know what it means to the club, to the fans, and to themselves. So I'm going with a 2-0 City win tomorrow. We will be back on the channel, of course, for the game. Very excited for the game. It'll be fun as long as City win. I'm expecting a tight one, but I do think City will win the game 2-0. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hopefully I see you tomorrow watching City win at the Etihad. Anyway, see you guys next one. Peace.